just to put it down this way, I was in gangs and I was in drugs, and I was living a life not very productive in society, living a life with no purpose. In 2017, I kind of changed my life around, kind of tried to become a more productive person to society. And then I ended up working for a brother in our church who had a painting company. So I worked with him for about 6 months. And I was a masker, prepper, a painter as well, doing cut-ins, rolling. And when I got laid off that winter, so I went to work for another company the next spring, and same thing happened. I worked with him and he laid me off in the winter. So I was driving forklifts, loading up trucks. In the meantime, I started doing painting side jobs. I think I made $600 in like a full day. So for that, it was just a game changer for me. In 2023, of October is when I actually started my own painting company. The biggest change for me was...
Hey everyone, so on the Painting is Pro podcast, we had Joseph Hovater as a guest. Super great conversation. He owns Blue Macaw Pro Painting out of Idaho. Just a 26-year-old kid who he's running a $550,000 business this year in 2025. Super profitable. He has an awesome story. We talk about kind of where he was heading, which is some gang activity and some really bad places he was going, and turned his life around and is now running a really successful business. We talk about marketing a bit. We talk about why you should charge more money. We talk about self-sufficient crews. We talk about a purpose-driven business and a purpose-driven life, and how that is actually elevating him in his company and in his growth. We also talk about how he hired a virtual assistant. It just packed full of value in this episode, so I hope you enjoy it. All right, welcome to the Painting is Pro podcast. I have a special guest, Joseph Hovater with Blue Macaw Pro Painting out of Idaho. What's up, Joseph?
Hey, how's it going? Glad to be here, and it's an honor.
I said your last name right?
You did. You said it correct.
Okay. Before the show, he was saying Hovater like Darth Vader, and that's all I was just thinking Darth Vader in my head. So awesome, man. So just like right off the bat here, so you have a really cool story I want you to get into, but tell us quick your numbers last year and this year. So revenue and not just revenue, but net profit as well. I'm trying to have listeners really hear it's not just about revenue, because if you do revenue with like a 1% net profit, who cares? You just work for free. So revenue, net profit, maybe last year and this year, just so people can get kind of like a scope of your business and growth.
For sure. So last year was my first year in business without the program with Painting Business Pro. And I did a total of $90K that year, doing all the painting myself with a couple helpers here and there helping me out. So we did $90K. I believe I did about maybe 30, 40K was net profit. I think 30K was net profit, 30 something in the business. And then this year we're on track to do 500, maybe 550, and with about a 175 gross or net profit.
Net, okay.
Or gross profit. Yes.
Is it gross or net?
I think it's actually going to be, I would have to go back and take a look at the numbers, exactly where it's at.
It's probably gross. I mean, because that's
gross. Yeah, it's gross profit. I think we're closer to hopefully 100K in net profit.
Yeah, 100 at 500 would be like what, 25%?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So not bad. Okay, cool. So 500K, 500 to 550K at maybe roughly 25% net.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. We might get into more of that too later, just to hear more about that. But that's awesome. I mean, that's a massive. 90 to 550 or 90 to 500. Like that's serious growth, man.
Yes.
Like way faster than we did it when we started Foothills 15 years. Like way fast. That's that's almost quintupling your business. I mean, it is actually.
Yeah.
That's huge.
In July, we actually did more than we made in the whole year prior. So we did 97K in the month of July, which is our biggest month yet. And we did 90K total the year before. So it's really amazing when I looked at the numbers and saw that happened. It's just unbelievable, but super exciting.
Okay, great. We'll get into that as well. But yeah, I want to start. So we were talking before the pod, just about your story, and it's a unique one in the sense of I don't think people share that as much, but I think it's very common.
Mm.
Well, not very common, but common enough that I just want you to kind of share with the listeners, yeah, your story, just, how you got into painting and what you were doing before your business and before painting.
Yeah. Well, for sure. A little bit about me is I would say I grew up really quick. So just to put it down this way, I was in gangs and I was in drugs and I was living a life not very productive in society. I was just, living a life with no purpose, and that therefore put me in the wrong crowds. But what happened was in 2017, I kind of changed my life around. I found my faith, and from there, I began to kind of try to become a more productive person to society. I worked for several jobs, started off in construction right away. So I did a little bit of framing, I did some HVAC, and then I ended up working for a brother in our church who had a painting company. So I worked with him for about 6 months, and I was a masker, prepper, a painter as well, doing cut-ins, rolling, never worked with a sprayer. And then they laid me off that winter. And when I got laid off that winter, I knew I wanted to continue doing painting, but so I went to work for another company the next spring, and same thing happened. I worked with him, and he laid me off in the winter. So from there, I ended up leaving and going and working for a shipping yard. So I was driving forklifts, loading up trucks, and doing other type of things. But in the meantime, I started doing like side jobs, painting side jobs, and started with a kitchen cabinet where I was rolling it with a roller, and
Really?
yes, with a roller, and it came out really pretty well. It came out well that they paid me for it, that they got their money's worth for sure. It looked way better than it was before. I mean, there was food stuck onto those cabinets. We cleaned them off. We painted them. We sanded them down. I sanded them down. So that was my very first paint job, and I made more in that one job. I think I charged them way less. I think I made $600 in like a full day. So for that, it was just a game changer for me, realizing what I could make doing side money as painting. So I did that for a couple of years. I think I did a total of like maybe 4 projects, looking for just the opportunity to paint. But yeah, I mean, a little bit to go back to the question a little bit of what you were mentioning was I sharing my heart, here, I would say that I was really, really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life at 17 years old. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, but I felt that there was a greater calling in me to really, I mean, for me, working for somebody else, it was like I wasn't as passionate working for somebody else. And I knew that I wanted to do something for myself. So I always knew that I wanted to do something for myself. And when I was working at that shipping yard, I told people one day I'm gonna quit and I'm gonna start my own painting company. I was doing these side jobs. One day I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start my own painting company. And and it just took one day where I showed up to work and that they were laying off a lot of people. This was during COVID. They were laying off a bunch of people, and that was really what it took for me to be laid off of work, to make that decision to start really in the painting industry. And I was doing side jobs, still didn't have a real business. And then in 2023 of October is when I actually started my own painting company. So
Okay, October 2023. Got it.
yeah.
Nice, man. Going back real quick, what happened? Well, not what happened, but how did you change from like, because it sounds like you were going down the path of
Yeah.
prison or death,
Yeah.
really. And now you're a successful, well, you're 26, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Super
26
young,
years old.
successful. Run a $500,000 painting company. I mean, that is
Yeah.
doesn't get, it doesn't get much more 180 than that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what changed? Like what happened?
Well, they said when I was 17 years old that I looked like I was 30 years old because of the gangs, because of the drugs, the lifestyle that I was involved in. And now I'm 26 years old and I look like I'm 17, 18 years old again. So,
Yeah.
and I just give praise to God for that. So, I mean, I've really changed my life around, and I mean, still even today, I show up to job sites and estimates and they're like, oh, wow, you're very young. You look so young. And I think that's the most common thing I get when I go and give estimates is just, they're like, oh, wow, is this your business or are you just the estimator? And I'm like, no, I'm the business owner. And they're really impressed to see like a young person, really a business owner, CEO, and they don't always know what I've been through. But, I feel like I've had to grow up very early in life and had to mature very early in life because of all I went through, which really helped me and positioned me to be the successful business owner that I am today by kind of going through all those things at a younger age. But what kind of happened was I really did have an encounter with Jesus, and it really changed my life. And I started getting involved in ministry, becoming a leader, leading other people to, a closer relationship with God. And I just think that leadership, that natural call to become a leader, was birthed in me at 17 years old when I made that turning point to change my life for the better and to be an inspiration to others. So now as a painting business owner of a company, I think it's through that same type of mindset that I have is just to continue to be a leader, inspire, grow as a person, and to and my business is more than just a business. I mean, my business is a ministry. Since the very beginning, I've served people. I've been there for people. I've prayed for people. I've been able to be a blessing to my subcontractors. And to me, it's more than just just getting money, but this has become a part of who I am and a way to give back to people. And in the meanwhile, make money and grow this business to provide a better life for my wife, my future family. We don't have any kids yet, so we get the privilege to travel, which is awesome. But yeah, I mean, I've really, really transformed. God has transformed my life, and I've been willing to continue to let Him transform my life for sure. And yeah,
Yeah, I love it, man. Super awesome. Thanks for sharing that and just the
for sure.
vulnerability to share that. I really appreciate it because I know it's going to relate for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, so purpose driven. So, I mean, I just hear that, you know, through your share quite a bit. So you kind of set up it just to make it clear, like, what's the purpose of your business? Like, why are you in business? What's your intention with your business?
So the intention for my business for me is to go into full-time ministry here in the next 5 years. So the whole purpose of this ministry is not just to get to that place where in 5 years, I want to build a team that can self-sustain my business for me, where people are very happy to be a part of my business, to be walking in, to be a part of something that is a ministry, so to speak. I believe God is going to put the right people in my business. But yeah, and I want to get to that place to where I'm in full-time ministry doing what the purpose is that I have in this world. And that's just to continue to share the gospel with people, travel, do the work that God has called me to. And, in the meantime, before that time comes, to just build a business that I'm proud of, build a business that makes a difference in my community, build a business that provides good opportunities for people, build a business that's going to give back. And yeah, I mean, I think it's just so fulfilling for me to be able to be that person that's creating opportunities for others.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's an amazing thing to
Yeah.
be a part of. So
Yeah. I love it, man. Look, and for the listeners, like, if you don't have a why that you're in business, I mean, you can just hear from Joseph. He's 26, and you have a much more clear 5-year plan. You have a much more clear why than most people, for their business. Like for a lot of people, it's like just make enough money so I don't have to get like a real job, which is fine. That's fine, or like I was so burnt out of my job, I just had to start painting. It's like that's fine to start that way, but then eventually, once it's, on its own once you're on your own 2 feet, really, it's like, what is your intention? Like, what are you doing this business for? Because if you don't create that, then usually becomes about money. It becomes about
money.
more, more, more. You end up,
Yeah.
you end up just working in your business, not on your business. You don't grow. It's just burnout. If you're
Yeah.
going on the road to burnout, right? Yeah.
And there's a point of this business where I'm not going to continue to put the effort into growing it but I'm gonna allow that to be up to my team and invest it in my team to where they want to grow without me being there. So I mean, so it comes to a point to where once it gets to this 5 year point, like this is where I'm gonna be hands off and say, okay, guys, now I want to watch you guys grow this business, and and let them grow it, but get it to that place to where it's so self-sustained systems where I'm not really needing to be there other than to just continue to invest in my team. And I'm really like excited because I haven't even got to really experience that team building yet. But I know that that's the next step in my company where I'm at, because right now I've been doing it all by myself, wearing every single hat in my business as sales rep, sales manager, project manager. But I'm excited to build that team, because right now I'm experiencing like the subcontractor side. I run a full subcontractor model in my business, and I'm experiencing building a team of subcontractors. It's kind of harder to build culture for me when it's subcontractors versus employees, but at the same time, I'm excited to build that team of a project manager and sales reps to really define that culture even more. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Okay. Great. I love it. Um, so let's kind of get into the success, and we'll come back I'm going to write it down. We'll come back to the subcontractor conversation,
yeah,
around culture, because I have slightly different take on that.
yeah.
Um, I think you can build culture with subcontractors. I think you can build partnership, let's say, with them.
Hmm.
Is it easier with employees? Yes, but it's still very doable with subs.
Hmm.
Um, so but before we get into that, so just tell me, like, because I don't even know. Tell me, so 90K last year, 500, 550 this year. Like, how did you have such insane, lift off in your business?
Well, I would say the biggest change for me was last year. I was afraid to spend money, so I think I spent a total of like $200 in marketing last year. So in this year, I my first month I spent like I think like $1,000. I think like $1,000 and right now at this point where we're at today, I'm spending like $100 a day in ad spend, not counting this other source I'm starting to work with where I'm spending $85 per lead buying leads. And I mean, honestly, I should probably keep better track of my marketing spend. I know as a first year, like trying to grow this, I'm probably a little over that 12-15% or right there of marketing spend, which is kind of pushing it. But at the same time, it's been amazing. I mean, doing whatever it takes to continue to keep the calendar booked. So what that means for me is putting out yard signs, putting out door hangers, and then running Facebook ads. So the Facebook ads have been killing it for us this year. It has been amazing. I think I take advantage of taking videos all the time at Sherwin-Williams. No matter what Sherwin-Williams I go into in my area, the people that work there, they're like, "Hey, we see your videos all the time. Oh, you're the guy from the video." Or they tell me, "Man, your videos are great. You're killing it." And just because of that, the Sherwin-Williams paint store actually refers our business to some of the clients that come in because they see our videos and stuff. So I mean, I'm constantly making good content and stuff like that. But what really changed for me was I stopped being afraid of spending money. So I spent more, but also in order to get over that fear, I had to charge more. I had to realize, okay, I need to charge more, and I should not be afraid to spend more. But I also need to not be afraid to charge more. So I started charging more, and that was a game changer for me. I mean, I used to think that I can't afford a sub because how am I going to get money and then they're going to get money and how am I going to build this business like this? But really, I'm so confident now in what we're offering people and in the partnership with the subs, like, and honestly, they're really satisfied with the pay, the subcontractors.
Yeah.
And if anything, I could probably charge more, continue to charge more and totally be competitive, and something that I'm looking into. So, I mean, right now, I would say to narrow it down is I stopped being afraid of charging more and I stopped being afraid of spending more. And
Nice.
that's helped me to get to where I'm at today. And on the other side, yeah, I mean, we were doing like 3 houses a week in July. So doing 3 houses a week in July is what cost us to do about 97,000, 97K. And, just, having self-sufficient crews, I don't have to manage, at least like 2 crews, and self-sufficient, self-running, building systems for them to follow, to where I'm more hands-off, and that has been an ideal change for me to be able to do more jobs a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such, dude, you just said so many good things. So I got to underline the three main ones. Um, so number one, yeah, spend more money in marketing. Spend money because I think, so where did you how'd you come to that realization and when?
Well, I started with a marketing company. Um, they were really good. I mean, they gave me maybe like a 6 ROI, return of investment, which is great, right?
Okay.
But then I saw another marketing company, which I'm now with. I don't know if I should name names, but I'm with another marketing company now, and they said, okay, they can do a 10x ROI. So I literally kind of canceled with one, went with the other, and was like, okay, I want to see this, and really, and it costed me more money. Like me switching from this one to this one was going to cost me more money, but I was willing to do that, and just seeing, wow, like I've seen several times, wow, if I just spend more money, I'm literally going to make more money, and
Yeah.
me literally seeing that transferable in front of me was just like, okay. And my wife was scared at some point. She's like, I've you're spending more money than some people make.
Yeah.
Their whole 3 months in a row or something. But the thing is, I saw it transferable on a smaller scale. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And I kind of tested it out, and I could see the fruits of it. And
Yeah.
now, I mean, I even doubled my ad spend recently. So doubling ad spend, and just so for me, it's just testing it out on that smaller scale. And then okay, this really is what it's about. And then doubling it up and making sure I'm ready for that lead flow that is going to come
Yeah.
from that. So,
Yeah. It's really good, man. It's one of the biggest things, when we partner with a company in National Paint Group, I don't know if you know much about National Paint Group. We have 13 business partners, like different businesses. One of them, shout out to Headwaters Painting in Minnesota. I'm wearing their shirt today. It's like the most comfy shirt, dude. Every time I wash it, I'm like, and I see it in the dry bin, I'm like, great, I get to wear that shirt again. Uh, Sorry, that was a total aside. What was I saying? Um, when you don't spend money on marketing, if you're talking about cost, and if you think about the cost of dead spots in your estimate calendar, right? If you're doing sales, like if
mhm,
you just did the math for everyone listening, like just do the math on not doing an estimate when you have an estimate block. And if you were to book that job, the amount of money you lose. Then add on top of that the money you don't make when you don't produce a job. And so people get really worried about spending money on marketing. And I get it. You and I aren't saying be willy nilly and just like spend and see what happens. Like you got to be smart about it.
for sure.
But no, almost no one is spending enough money in marketing. You know, yeah,
And I think that's what I'm doing. I agree with you. Most people are not spending enough in marketing. I think I'm spending more than even than I should. Like I just got my trailer wrapped. That's probably kind of a marketing long term type of thing. Getting and just every month I'm doing something new. Every month I'm trying to do something different, and trying to figure out way I can add more value in my branding or in my marketing. So just every month, I'm constantly doing something different, trying to
yeah,
do something new.
yeah,
So
yeah. Good. Well, and again for listeners, and yeah, definitely you want to know your numbers, like understand like where you're at. Numbers are to know your numbers is one of the most critical things in business, and so I highly recommend like doing that. And for you, by the way, Joseph, you could like the bank account or your bank. Most banks now you can they have their own little thing where you can just say like, show me all the marketing expenses, and then you just divide that number by like your total revenue, and at least you got your cost of marketing. Um, so you want to know your numbers, but I think too, just to underline for everyone, if you're new and it's just you and running the business like Joseph is, it's like even if you spend 20% marketing, which you don't want to do, but even at 20%, you pay your subs 50, you're still netting roughly 30, call it like 25 with operational expenses, but you're still netting like a 25% margin, which is not bad. I mean, you're making some good money there. It's basically every 100K you sell and produce, you're making 25K. Like that's a lot better than selling, 50K and making, it's like 25% on 100K versus like, whatever, 30% on 50K. It's like you make a lot more money the other way. So, spend money, right? With marketing smartly, but still spend the money.
Yeah, and the lead flow that has came in has been really tremendous. It's been so great, and I actually it's been like a few months now. I've had a virtual assistant from the Philippines that has been working for
Nice.
my company. His name's Mike, so shout out to Mike, and he's a great
Way to go,
great
Mike.
guy. He has a great English accent, so I'm going to compliment him right now. And I got him a local number, so they wouldn't even know that he's over there in the Philippines. And he's a great guy. So, I mean, he's very charismatic. He answers the phones and he follows the Painting Business Pro script in the initial
Nice.
call. I practice with him. We go over that constantly, even just yesterday, touching bases with him on it again. So, I mean, getting him dialed in on that has helped me a lot. Taking off that, he schedules all my estimates for me, my appointments for me. And that way, when I'm, for example, doing an estimates are back to back to back to back and leads are coming in. I'm not always able to answer that phone call because I'm in the middle of an estimate or I'm in a business meeting, et cetera, et cetera. So he's able to hop on those calls within like minutes or seconds once a lead comes in from Facebook or wherever it comes from. So that has been a big, big, big part of helping me to manage everything,
Yeah.
where at the stage of business that I'm at. So.
Yeah. How did you find him? Like, what website, or just because I'm sure people want to know.
Yes. Okay. Inside Out. It's a
Inside
company
Out.
called
Okay.
Inside Out, and they find people um, from other places. I think they went through about 300 applicants for me, and then from the 300 applicants, they had to submit like a 2-minute video, and then they went through, picked out, narrowed it down to the top 20, and then interviewed them. And I watched like all 20 of those interviews, and then I narrowed it down to the top 3, and then I got to personally interview the top 3, and then I chose the one that I wanted to go with. So they take out the hard part for you of like really looking for people. I think that there's a lot of talented people in the Philippines or in South America that they have great English accents and that they're passionate, to work for a US company. So I'm
Yeah.
really thankful to have the guy I have. I believe he's one of the best. So
That's awesome. Way to go, Mike. That's great,
yeah,
dude. Well, and one thing too, you're throwing out a bunch of value, so I just got to keep underlining it. No matter what, whoever you hire, U.S. based or Philippines, you mentioned how much you role play with him and how much you
yeah,
coach and train him.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
huge, man. Like people don't do that enough, right? It's like, here's a script. Let's role play it a couple times. Cool. Now go set me estimates. It's like, no, no, no. Like get them as good as you. Like get them so good at the script that like, what kind of estimates you're walking into, you know? So
yes,
role playing, training, developing your people. We might talk about building a team later, like, but that's one of the biggest things people, again, with our partners, like things we see skipped a lot is like the thorough training at first, where it's like, don't just kind of do a half-ass training and just get them out there. Like really get them so good under observation that you're like, okay, you're ready to go on your own. You're still going to make mistakes and I'll come back and continuing train. I'm going to continue to train
yes,
you, but
yes.
like, let's get them so good before they even start, Yeah.
Yes, for sure. So that looked like for me, the first couple of weeks, he didn't even answer any calls. We would be on
Yeah.
a video
Good.
visit just like this, and I would grab my phone right here, and I would make those phone calls right in front of him, and I'd be like, "Hey, listen to me, talk to this client, listen to me book the estimate, go through the initial call, and handle objections and things like that." So I mean, and then even when he started doing it, I was with him for a full week listening to every single call he made as well after he listened to me for a couple of weeks. So, I mean, that was a big part of it too. That's kind of what it looks like.
That's, yeah, that's so great. Well, and again, and this, dude, you're just doing such a good, this ties back to the, like having the why of the business. Cause again, if you look at the force field of business, like the negative side of business is it's like, we got to hurry up and hire people. we got to hurry up and like get them going, or like, hey, we're paying them, like hurry up and get them working. Versus you're like, no, I'm gonna just have this person watch me for 2 weeks. They're just gonna shadow me and watch me do calls, and I'm gonna role play with them a ton before they even do their first call. I mean, that's for sure part of the massive success you've had just in your, just this year is like the way you've told me the way you've trained Mike. It's huge, dude.
Yes.
Great
Yes,
work.
yes. It's awesome. A lot of people they doubted in this are like, oh, if you don't do the initial call, you're gonna, it's gonna go like this, it's gonna go like this, and go like this. But I mean, I just didn't want to do it. Like not because I didn't want to do it, but because I want to fit more estimates in. I don't
Yeah.
want to be insufficient having calling them back. I know myself. I'm not gonna get to those calls within 5 minutes. So let's hire somebody and train them to be as good as I can be, if
Yeah.
possible, in that. So I mean, and I
Yeah.
just went with it. So. And it
Yeah,
worked
it's
out.
great. Dude, yeah, people who say that, yeah, it's like if you train them, I mean, I haven't done an initial call for like 7 years. Like, I don't do initial calls anymore. So if you're trying to build something, you've got to get good at training people how to do it. And it's like they'll never be as good as you. It's like, well, first of all, I don't know if that's true. People say that, well, they can't be as good as you. First of all, I don't know if that's true. Like you and I are just human beings. And so is Mike, so is anyone else. So like they can get really good at things.
Yeah.
I have office managers at our companies that are way better than me at an initial call. So that's not true. But even if it is, so what? Like if you can get them, Dan Martell says, if you can get somebody 80% as good as you, that's 100% awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, so okay, they can't be as good as you, but now you're not doing that thing.
That's the
And by
best
the
part.
way, yeah, by the way, speed to lead is what one other valuable thing you mentioned. Mike can call those leads mostly way faster than you can because you're doing estimates or doing production.
And
It
follow
doesn't
up
matter.
on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he
Yeah.
follows up on them every day. So like, if they don't
Yeah.
answer, he's following up on them every day, leaving them texts, leaving them emails, doing
Yeah.
whatever it takes to try to get a hold of those people. So, I mean, right now a lead just came in right now, and he's just booked it right now. So
Look at
literally in the
that.
corner of here. So I mean, it's just that's awesome. So
Making
that's what
money
it's
while you're
for.
just hanging out in a podcast.
I
Yeah.
call. He just made a phone call. Just got something
Yeah.
scheduled right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, dude, it's big, man. And I think like, the PVP course, the system is like hire PM first. And that's like the one hire, like a part-time or even full-time, assistant who can set estimates for you. Like not, I mean, you're proof. It's like that does work, especially if you have good marketing flow and
yeah.
you're like, man, I can't even get to
Uh,
all these leads. Like, okay, then
to
you need
to
support.
me to me it was the most. It was not only was it a great decision I feel like I made, because not a lot of people will jump into that VA first, but it was economical because I mean, over there I'm paying them $7 an hour. So here, so
Yeah.
just for those that don't know how much it costs for VA, and that's a good price. Some people they're $5, $6. $7 is really competitive starting off, and I'm definitely gonna pay him more as he continues to, as the company gets busier. So I mean, for sure. It was just an economical decision. It was great. I think
Yeah.
it for the amount of work that he takes off my plates for what, $1,000 a month, so to speak,
Yeah.
altogether, is really good.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. So cool. So great. One other thing you said. So by the way, for everybody, speed to lead, if it's not abundantly clear, the moment someone inputs their information for an estimate, if you can call them within 2 seconds, that's the best. But anytime after that, it's like, we look at it like leads have half lives. Like the further you go away from when they submit the information, the harder it is to convert. And that's just grounded like that. Look at all the studies like that. Just speed to lead is probably the most important thing when it comes to conversion. And so, if you're listening to this and you're like, well, I'm in estimates, I'm doing all this stuff. It's like, yeah, consider a virtual assistant. But either way, like text or communicate with your people as soon as you can because it's just tough. Like if you don't call a lead until the next day, it's tough to convert that lead. And even if you do, they've already set an estimate with someone else most likely who was like on top of their stuff more than you. And so that person already has a leg up on you in the competition. So
Yes.
big time with that. You mentioned, you started charging more too. Yeah. What had you change that? What had you increase your pricing?
Well, sorry. Um, well, from doing the work myself, right? I mean, I was listening to Eric all this free content for so long on YouTube all last year. And I wasn't so like I was like using his free stuff to kind of help me, like, I didn't have paint. I used Paint Scout. Shout out to Paint Scout.
Yep.
They're amazing. And I didn't have any sort of software though at this time or anything like that. So I mean, I was kind of like doing it, trying to do production rates still, but it wasn't as I didn't know what to charge per hour. So I was like, okay, what do I want to make? And then I need to pay my business, and then I need to pay my guys. And I would have a couple helpers last year. So I think I was charging like around $60 an hour to like $80 an hour last year. And now we're doing like $120 an hour, so to speak,
Hmm.
on the Paint Scout production rates.
Yep.
So I mean, I think I started off with 100 per hour when I first got Paint Scout over back in March. And I was paying my subcontractors, but then what happened was I started noticing like they were asking for more money, one. Two, um, materials were kind of, I wasn't as accurate in my materials and like exactly what we were supposed to be ordering. So, I mean, I just kind of bumped that up a little bit. I think it was somebody on Paint Scout that said that they charged 120. So I was like, okay, so jumping up $20 an hour while already running subs. I've never needed to change it again. I've kept it there. And kind of and yeah, I mean, so I just bumped up the prices, and yeah, I mean, it's worked great for me.
Did you see any dip in
That's
sales at all?
um I feel like I didn't see a dip in sales, really. I mean, because I got more leads, I've been getting more leads. So it's like maybe, yeah, I definitely get a lot of no's for sure. But just with the amount of leads that we're getting and estimates that we're doing, it doesn't really feel that way, so to speak. When back in March, we were doing half the amount of leads that we're doing now, or even less. So, I was definitely closing almost like every job I was getting back then, close to, but that's not always a great thing, right? So,
Right. It's not.
I mean, it's kind of balanced itself out now to
Do you know
where
your, sorry, do you know your sales rate right now, like rough sales rate right
I
now?
think it's like 40. It dropped down this month of August and now September. July, like I told you, the peak was July. We did 97K, and then August came, and I'm just like, man, it just kind of went down a little bit there. But
Hmm.
we are just retuning things, and I've even talked to some other guys in the course too, and they said that for them it was the same way, July and August. I don't know what happened, but we're tweaking things, getting things figured out. But I in July it was like 45.
Okay.
Yeah.
45%. Okay, cool.
Hey, Eric here. Pretty much every person that you've heard on this podcast or you listen to is someone that we work with at Painting Business Pro. We've coached some of them, we've even become business partners with. What we do at Painting Business Pro is help people who are starting or growing a painting company grow an amazing business with great profit while enjoying an amazing lifestyle along the way. And transparently, our goal is that for the right people, we actually end up making a minority acquisition, help you grow your business even further as a partner of ours in our company. If you're someone who's serious about growing your company, living a great life, and you want some help doing it, we love what we do. We're very good at it. We do it in our own businesses right now. Head over to paintingbusinesspro.com and hit apply now. And we look forward to talking with you soon.
First of all, I mean, you probably want to be like more as an owner and someone like just at your caliber, you could probably be like a 55 or 60%, you know? At the same time, you don't want to be, if you're at like a 90, 100% sales rate, you're not charging enough.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
was
you're just
at like
not.
a 70% or 65,
Yeah.
70%, I think, sales rate um uh last year.
Yeah.
Last year.
And
Yeah.
if you're hearing things like, wow, yeah, your price is really good, let's book, that's not a good thing because Alex, this is, straight from Alex Hormozzi's mouth. You know him, like acquisition.com
Yeah.
guy? Yeah. He, we were part of his, he consults for like whatever. We're part of his kind of, membership. And we actually met him in person. It was pretty awesome. Him and Layla Hormozzi, they're amazing people. But he's like, look, it's not about clients. Like, it's not clients. Like more clients is more work. It's more like revenue. So would much rather have more revenue and less clients, or same revenue and less clients,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, if for everyone listening too, yeah, above 70, above 65% sales rate, I'd say above 70, you could probably charge more. I think for sure if you're in the 80 or 90 percentile sales, but then at the same time, you want to really be at least booking half your jobs. Like for every estimate you go to, you want to be booking, one out of two of those. So if you are getting consistently more and more price objections, might be price. It also might be like revisiting the course and getting really good with the NSSCs, getting really good at building value with people, is more what we see if people are missing. Cause yeah, so at Foothills, we're one of our companies, like we're at the highest. I mean, we're known as like pretty much the most expensive company, but we have a 52% sales rate across 7 sales reps.
Wow.
Because we know our value. And we train our value and we train people. And then we have obviously a lot of proof, out in the marketplace that like it's worth spending extra money to work with this company, So yeah. Well, cool. The only other thing you said, and then I know you want to ask me some questions about building a team. Self-sufficient subs, self-sufficient subcontractors. Like I think that's so critical. That's where people can get bogged down so fast is in production with like having to do pre-walks, final walks, go to job sites. It's like you should still show face with your clients and like get that 5-star review, ask for referrals, especially when you're newer and it's just you running the company.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you should be at most of your job sites, but you shouldn't have to be at your job sites. You should be there just to build, just to market, really, not to deal with problems or not to like do final walks. So how did you get your crews so self-sufficient, or how'd you recruit the right ones? Like, tell us about that a little bit real quick.
Okay. So I had a subcontractor. It was actually a girl, and she was a great painter. She knew a lot of things, but she had a strong pride problem, and she wasn't able to be coached. Or I
Yeah.
tell her, "Hey, this is how we're going to do this job." She's like, "No, I know how to do it better. This is how we're going to do the job." And we were bumping heads, and I was in March. I just started this, and I needed her. I felt like I needed her. Long story short, I think I decided, you know what, I don't need her. Next time she tries to bump heads with me, I'm gonna let her go. And we're in the middle of a job, and it's her, and she has a helper, and his name's Cody. And long story short, we bump heads, and I said, okay, well, you can leave now. In the middle of the job, so you can leave now. And I was like, but your helper, he can stay. He can finish the job, and I'll pay him. And he didn't even have a business at that time. And he was tired of her too. He didn't like the way she was treating him. She was like, why would you do this to Joseph? He's literally the only one giving you work. Like, that's the reason why I'm busy, because he's literally giving you work. So his name's Cody. Long story short, I was like, hey man, you're a great painter. He's been painting for 20 years. He's always wanted to start his own business. I was like, bro, I'll help you start your own business, man. Like, I'll make you my main sub. He literally, I was like, I paid him one job, and then he took that money and went and got his business, got everything established. And he's been with me, my main guy, my trooper. Shout out to Cody. He's going to watch this video, and he's my hybrid project manager now. And he's just, whenever I'm gone and I got to do something, he takes care of it. If there's touch ups, he'll take care of it. I pay him, better than anybody on my team, and it's because he's just so self-sufficient, and he's just a great guy altogether.
Yeah.
So for him, like we have a good relationship. I gave him the opportunity to transform his life through giving him work and to have his business. I mean, he has a past, a hard past, and he came and changed his life around too. So I really helped him to really change his life. And really, I'm just so that's one. And then from him, when I would go out, like, I know we wanted to talk about my traveling. I've been able to travel quite a bit this year. Never been able to do that really before as much as now. We went to Guatemala this year for a week. We went to El Salvador for a week. Went to Mexico for a week.
Nice.
We're about to leave to Japan here in another 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, go to Japan. Get back from Japan for 4 days, go to Colorado for the Painting Business Pro Leadership Summit.
Wow.
So, I mean, we're constantly, like, I'm able to do things like that. It's been awesome. And plus camping, getting a cabin, going up to the wilderness here in Idaho, beautiful state of Idaho, going up and these are the things that I've been really able to experience now with the freedom in the business, even at the beginning stage. And I just can't even imagine how much greater it will be. So what I'll do is, honestly, there's some subcontractors that I won't run if I'm not in town. But there's some
Yeah.
subcontractors that I will run because me as being the only person running my business that I will run because I can trust in the subs. So if you can't feel like you can't trust in your subs and you're in the stage of business that I'm in,
Yeah.
then don't run them.
Yeah.
Only run the subs that you've communicated with and that you feel like that they will run everything. So I make a group chat between the client and then my subcontractor and myself. And I call my subcontractor my crew leader. And I make a group chat and I say, hey, Steve, I just want to let you know that Cody's going to be there, my crew leader, where he's going to take care of your project from here until the end of the project. And if you have any questions, he's going to be posting daily updates and pictures of the project here in this group chat, so we're both aware. And any communication needed on the job can happen here in this group chat. Thank you so much for trusting our company. And I just kind of do that. So I create these group chats with the client and with the sub and with myself. So that way they still feel that I'm involved because I built the trust on the estimate with them face to face. And if there are any problems, I'm first to hear about it right away through the group chat, and I'm able to jump in if needed to be. So that's kind of how I run things. It's not broken, it works. So I'm not going to change it yet. I mean, these little like group chats that I make, it seems to be working good. So
Yeah. And you have 2 self-sufficient subs, you said?
two fully self-sufficient subs, and I have like 4 others that I kind of use as well. They get some of their own work. So one sub, I really, really love him as well. He's a great guy, but he's honestly doing a lot of labor as well and a lot of work as well. But maybe I'm thinking of giving him some jobs because he can do probably 2 jobs a week, just him.
Nice.
So I'm right
Nice.
there right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's good, I think, again, for people listening, you get bothered on the weekends, not by clients, but by clients who are working with untrustworthy subs, or subs that, are going to make mistakes once in a while. And so, yeah, I think you just said it so good, Joseph. It's like, I'm not going to run subcontractors on vacations for sure. And I'm not even going to let them work on Saturdays if I'm trying to take a Saturday off. Like if I can't trust you and there's a 1% chance I'm going to get a phone call, but from a homeowner, then like you can't work. Like I don't have work for you for the weekend. You can work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 when I'm working, but you can't work when I'm not working because I'm not going to sacrifice my life, my other time, for your potential mess ups. Plain and simple, So, and I used to personally, do make that mistake a lot. Are you able to go overtime a little bit or?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
I kind of work whenever. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm totally available.
Okay, sweet. So let's actually, before I know you want to ask me a couple questions, but you mentioned the travel. So you're doing a lot of travel. Are you like, when you're here, you got a pretty good work-life balance? Like, or you work like a ton when you're home, or how does that look?
So honestly, I'll be honest, I can procrastinate a lot. Like one thing about me is it's easy for me to just find myself, why am I procrastinating? So to where I have to like take myself physically, put myself in a room and turn everything off and then do everything I need to do. And that's just kind of how I am. So for me, I work really, really hard and I get distracted very, very easily. And sometimes it's with other great things like ministry, church, other passions of things that I do. So honestly, it's kind of a beautiful thing, but at the same time, something hard. So if I don't have, I try to book all my estimates together in specific days. So I'll tell my virtual assistant, book all my estimates in this area of the city on Monday and on Tuesday and Wednesday. And if that's all the estimates that we got booked, and Thursday and Friday, don't book anything there if there's still gaps to fill. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Don't book anything Thursday and Friday. So, and honestly, typically we'll fill days with estimates, and because we're not spreading them out, I have these days available. So it just depends.
Yeah.
And then whenever there's gaps, I'm just always calling, potential clients that I've already given estimates to, calling them, checking up on their estimate. So it's hard to tell how many hours I put in, but some weeks can literally be 20 hours, and some weeks can be like 40 hours maybe. But
Okay.
from last year, I was working 60 hours literally every single week, even if
Yeah.
I like doing all the painting myself. So I'll trade that any day.
Yeah. Well, and for everyone listening, like you just heard it from Joseph's mouth, more hours does not equal more success, does not equal more revenue. Like
Yes.
there's work ethic. One thing we say at NPG a lot is like, you've got to have work ethic. Like you just got to have it. Like if you don't have work ethic, like what are you
Yes.
doing? And everybody who's PvP member, like if you started your own company, like you've got work ethic. Like we don't
You
have to
got
worry. In fact, the problem is you're using that tool too much. Like you've got to get smarter with like else are you doing besides just work ethic? Like where are you drawing lines in the sand for yourself where it's like, hey, I don't work past this time. Hey, I'm taking half day Fridays to like be with my
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Like you've got to do that.
Yeah.
And when you put those constraints on yourself, which it sounds like you do, you get more creative, you get better at what you
Yeah.
do because you have to. You
Yes.
have to.
Like for example, like Wednesdays we have a life group that meets in our house, and we every Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I say I don't want anything after 4 p.m. that day, and sometimes I work till 6 on other days. Like every day has its own thing because I have my own commitments on each day. Like this Thursday, I'm going on a fishing trip, and I'm waking up at 4 in the morning to go fishing on Thursday. I told don't book anything for me Thursday. I'll work extra long on Friday. So it just depends. I mean, that's the beautiful part. A friend of mine, he said, "Hey, let's go fishing. Let's take the boat out." And I was like, "Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's not book anything on Thursday then." And I just get creative, like you're saying, and I plan ahead and build my schedule out, communicate with my virtual assistant, and everything works out. It just works out.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it, man. That's so great. So great. Well, we'll have to do, since we're kind of out of time, we'll have to do a second part. You can ask me all the team building questions if that's all right
Yes,
with you.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, for sure.
Yeah. But man, Joseph, thanks. This was like a ton of value, man. Like super, I mean, just great work. Like so cool to see. Yeah. You're only 26 years old. You're building a great company. And more importantly than the revenue is like the vision and the why and the purpose you have, for your business and for your life, man. It's super inspiring for me. So I really appreciate you being on, and yeah, thanks for being a guest. I had a great time, and I learned a bunch too. So thanks,
Thanks,
man.
Ben. Thank you, Ben. I
Appreciate you.
appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying the show, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a quick review for the podcast and what you gotten out of it. It helps our show reach more people and inspire more people. Thank you so much.